Hello everyone and welcome to Siriana Tarot. This is a singles new love reading for Sagittarius. We're going to look at the kind of love you're ready to experience now based on the growth you've already done. Take what resonates and leave the rest. Clear messages, advice, and guidance for my Sagittarius, please. All right, so we have the High Priestess, Cancer, Pisces energy. Your person is also showing up as the Page of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sag. They're viewing you as the Ten of Swords, okay? In the connection, we see the Sun, Leo energy. All right, and we have the Devil, Capricorn energy. All right, Sag, I feel like this is somebody who's very hardworking, practical, wise, maybe a little slow-moving energy, but I'm definitely getting that they're low-key obsessed with you, very physically attracted to you, but they might be worried about timing here with the Ten of Swords. So you may meet this person as you're going through like a difficult breakup or some sort of difficult ending or some sort of personal loss. Now with the High Priestess here, Cancer, Pisces energy, I feel like this is definitely a secret admirer, but I feel like this person is very multifaceted. Now, I don't want to say two-faced, right? But that was kind of the word that came to my mind, but not in the way we normally think of it. I feel like this person is very strong, confident, hardworking, practical, wise, but they also have this other side that's kind of mutable, Pisces energy, dreamy, romantic, creative, go with the flow. So I think they probably in their professional life, very serious, very competent, organized. And then in their emotional body, in their relationships, they're very, like loving, creative, nurturing, go with the flow, mutable energy. I feel like this is somebody here who is definitely watching you, right? They're watching you. They're very emotionally intelligent. You're probably going to be surprised that they have such deep feelings for you. I also think you're going to be quite surprised at how, like, the depth of this person's emotions and that there's a real intensity here to this person, which I'm sure you're going to sense right off the bat, but there's like that little something, something in their eyes, right? Like there's that little glimmer of, wait, you're not really who I think you are, but like in the best possible way. So with the High Priestess here, Cancer, Pisces energy, we see the Ace of Wands in reverse. Now, this may be somebody here who's really worried about rejection. They might be worried that maybe they're too old or they're too young for you or they're not your usual type. Again, this is somebody that comes off as very confident and secure, but beneath that, they may be worried that things aren't going to work out for you or you're going to reject them or that there's a timing issue with the Ace of Wands and the Ten of Swords here. Now we also see the Sun, Leo energy. So this is my fake it till you make it card. Now I'm not reading that there's anything fake about this person. We do get strong Leo in this reading though. But the Sun in reverse is telling me this person hides their feelings. So absolutely secret admirer vibes here. But I also see with the Sun in reverse that this person comes off as very confident, very effervescent, very capable, and they are all of those things. But what you don't see until you get to know them is that High Priestess energy. Now, how you're going to be feeling, the Two of Pentacles, you might feel, I was going to say a little bit off balance here, right? Because again, this person is so multifaceted. There's so much more to them than meets the eye. But I also feel like you're going to be a little bit on the fence here. And you may be on the fence because you know that there's not anything off about this person, but there's something deeper to this person that you want to get to the bottom of before you invest, right? I also feel like the Two of Pentacles could be you're in the middle of something. You're in the middle of going through something kind of difficult, a divorce or a breakup or some sort of personal loss. And so this is not a sustainable energy, the Two of Pentacles. So you might also be a little bit stressed here because of the timing of the connection, right? It could be your finances, it could be your personal life, it could be your living situation, but there's definitely that element of stress, okay, due to the timing here. So let's go ahead and see or you're just not sure who this person really is. Like you want to get to the bottom of it first. So let's go ahead and see who this person might be for my Sagittarius. Pisces energy coming through strong. An air of mystery surrounds this watery sign, and though they can be quiet, their thoughts and emotions run deep. All right. We also see defender energy. Yeah. And I do get that. Your person is deeply committed to your connection. They're strong and can be counted on to have your back. Okay. We also see Scorpio energy. Ooh, really strong water energy. And that could be a little bit of that secretive vibe, that kind of look in their eye. They're fiercely protective and loyal. They stand strong in their convictions and can sting if needed to defend their position. Okay. And we also get strong earth, which is most likely that Capricorn energy here, but it could also be Taurus or Virgo. Now, the Page of Wands. This person is fun. Like, okay, this person is not stuffy. This person is somebody who may, be quite theatrical at times. Again, confident, funny. I do think that they can be a little bit of a jokester. I get an effervescent, free-spirited energy here. Although we don't normally think of Capricorn energy as being super free-spirited, but they do. They're confident, and they're not afraid to, they're not afraid to show it. We see they only have eyes for you. That is certainly the case, okay? And we see they love to experiment. I see that as well. And you might not really see that initially when you meet this person, because I can see some of my Saggies being like, well, but this person's really serious. Like, I like that about them because they're serious, they're stable, they're competent, they're pragmatic, but maybe I need a little bit of edge. What I'm seeing here is this person actually has that edge. And like I said, there's a little glimmer in their eye that's going to show you that. They love to experiment, try new things. And we see that they may have vices. Okay, so that is something that you need to vet, that you need to take a look at. All right, it's nothing to just sweep under the rug. Now, this is in the present tense, but it could also be something there in the past tense, like they had vices that they no longer do. Now, the devil energy can also indicate that. Okay, so it could be drinking, it could be smoking. So again, take your time, see what's really going on here with this person. We see that they may be curvy or they may be blonde. These are really specific messages for my lovely Sagittarius. I hope I haven't just called you Capricorn. I feel like I did, but I know I'm in the Sag reading. So they may be curvy or blonde. Again, really specific messages, Sagittarius, that are not going to resonate with all of you, but they certainly will be confirmation for some of you out there. All right, so what else do we need to know? What else do we need to know? All right, family room in reverse. So this could be somebody who either came from a broken home, or this could be somebody who's been married and divorced. They could be a single parent. I'm also getting with this has vices. This person may have developed some unhealthy coping mechanisms if they went through a really tough divorce or separation or had a bad family life growing up. I don't actually feel like they still have vices, although you do have to be careful. You do need to check in, and it could be something like smoking or vaping or something like that. But I feel like this is something that they developed due to some major fracture here. Again, the breakdown of a marriage or a family or a really tough childhood or growing, when they were growing up. Again, I'm not making any excuses for them there. All right. And but it's just something to be aware of, and just to give you a deeper understanding of who they are. We see toil and labor. For some of you too, that this person may be a little bit of a workaholic at times. Okay. Yeah, I feel like, and for some of you, I just get with this toil and labor, I don't know, I feel like they either had a really difficult upbringing or they had a really difficult marriage, like something that wasn't going to work out, or something that was just really difficult. Like it almost feels excruciating. Okay, so again, I don't know how that's going to resonate with all of you, but it's something you'll probably find out later, either about their childhood or about a relationship. Gosh, I don't know if I've ever said excruciating in a reading before in that sense. Like I'm sensing some deep pain here from this person that they've experienced. And we see thoughts. Yeah, but you're on their mind and you're in their heart. I mean, I feel like, Sag, you are going to be this person's muse. All right? Like you are this person's muse. And they can't stop thinking about you. They only have eyes for you. They go to bed thinking about you. They wake up thinking about you. They might dream about you even. Okay, so a little bit of that low-key obsession for sure. All right, let's see what else my Saggies need to be aware of. What else do my Saggies need to know about this person? All right, they have been extremely hurt by a loved one in the past. See, that's that family room and that toil and labor card coming out in reverse. Intuitively, this is that excruciating energy. So I don't know if it's betrayal. I don't know if it's abuse. I'm not sure what it is, or just something, yeah, just being extremely hurt in their past. Your paths will cross during the next air sign season. So for some of you, that's going to be May, June, when we hit Gemini season, or sometime between now and then. They want to send you a message. So some of you might already know who this person is. It can also indicate that this could be something that starts online, or maybe they already have your details or something like that. And we see they have 3 siblings, so this person may come from a larger family. But remember, these are super specific messages, Sag, that are not going to resonate with all of you, but they will be confirmation for some of you. All right, and so just take what resonates and leave what doesn't. And finally, we see they may come from overseas. So again, they could be from a different country, or maybe when you meet them, they're coming from overseas. I'm also seeing, their parents or their grandparents could be from a different, nationality or a different region or different country. Now, this person, I do get secret admirer vibes, because this person on the 10 of Swords has their back to us, which is them viewing you. So this person knows that you're going through something very difficult, all right? And possibly a divorce, that's what it says on the card, but it could be any sort of, ending here. Now, let's go ahead and see what else we need to know. Okay, how else are they viewing my Sagittarius? Hanged Man energy in reverse, Pisces energy. So they may see a little bit of themselves in you. The Hanged Man energy in reverse is interesting, though, because they also see you as somebody that no matter what you've been through, this 10 of Swords, you're somebody that doesn't stay stuck. And I feel that resilient energy is very, very Sagittarius in nature. Saggies get back up again. They keep going. And so with the Hanged Man energy in reverse, I do see that they see you as somebody here who's not going to be waiting around. They see that you pick yourself up after loss. There's strength, there's resilience there, as I mentioned. And I also feel, too, this person is going to be seeing you differently the more they watch you or the more they get to know you, recognizing your edge and your depth. They also see you as very awakened, very wise. You've had to learn some tough lessons, but they are a little bit worried that you may be a bit emotionally overwhelmed when they, as they're watching you or as they're around you or when they meet you. And, that very well might be the case, the 9 of Cups in reverse, you feeling emotionally overwhelmed. They might be worried, too, that this is just going to be a fling, or this is just going to be something short-lived, because I feel like they're worried about not having enough time with you. And maybe because they also know that their own personality takes time to peel back those layers. Again, not because they're two-faced and not because they're wearing masks, but I mean, they also know that they're multifaceted and like they need to warm up to people as well. So I feel like they really do want to open up to you, but there's something here like they're a little bit worried about the timing being off or not having enough time with you. How you're going to be feeling the 7 of Pentacles in reverse. I do see that you're up for dating this person. But the 7 of Pentacles in reverse can also be like you don't have, maybe a lot of emotional bandwidth when you first meet this person because of what you're going through or what you've been through. But for some of my Saggies, the 7 of Pentacles in reverse, it's a finally card. It's the wait is over. Like, this is really my person. This is somebody who brings me balance. 6 of Pentacles. This is what I've been looking for. Or at least it feels that way. So let's explore where this goes. Okay, and I like that energy. Let's go ahead and see what else they really admire about you. What else does this person really admire about my Sagittarius? Okay, we see mediator energy. Okay, so they see you as having a gift for negotiating fairness and strategy in your personal and professional life, and a respect for both sides of an argument. Okay, so you can play devil's advocate. You're not, you don't have tunnel vision here. You're open to seeing different sides of the story or an argument. They see you as an angel. They see you as an earth angel. This is very, temperance card, temperance energy, the temperance archetype, which is Sagittarius, right? Helping those in need with no expectation of return. And look at that. They see you as the hero or the heroine of the story. So, a passion for a journey of personal empowerment. Yeah, they see that they see that you've been through it. You have grit, you have edge, but you still don't stop, right? I'm getting like Energizer Bunny energy from my Saggies here. And that just probably dated me. But anyway, but you have a passion for a journey of personal empowerment. So you're always doing better. You're always wanting more. And you're going for it. And what I love about this card in particular, especially in a love reading, is we've got two people that are going towards the same place. And there is like a mirroring energy. There is a similarity here. Like you both have edge. You've both been through it. But you both still kind of are working towards the same goals or the same future. They're proud of you. This is somebody who would be really proud to be by your side. And they see you as strong. You've gotten through like insurmountable obstacles here, as well as it kind of feels they have as well. So the Sun card is beautiful. There's happiness here. Okay. This is expansion. This is growth. This is warmth. This is playfulness. Some of you, there's going to be abundance here, fertility, maybe even having a child here with this person. For those of you where that's in the cards or possible, or you want that. Spirit saying this connection brings clarity about your emotional landscape. Yeah. Okay. And again, it might also recenter you in your emotional landscape, because it does feel like something here has pulled you off center or has been quite overwhelming. So I feel like this is something that kind of brings you back to your center. Not to say that this person does that or you need somebody else to do that for you, but I do think this connection reorients you. Okay, that's the message. And we see grounded and practical. Yeah, because this person values stability and realistic expectations. They bring balance to emotional intensity, right? And they have that, right? Because we get their emotional intensity showing up with this Pisces, Scorpio, intense energy. But we also see this very grounded Capricorn energy, or this grounded Earth energy. All right. And I like that. I think it's going to be very nice for you as well. So to mirror your inner world, this person reflects aspects of yourself that ask to be acknowledged, accepted, or integrated. Okay, so again, I did get that energy of you two mirroring each other in certain ways. This connection prioritizes now over outcome, although I do think this person is imagining a future with you. They are willing to stay present, see where this goes, and you as well. And we see learning through contrast. This connection highlights differences that invite understanding. Growth comes from awareness. And I love this because there's a lot that you two mirror about each other, but there's also a lot of differences here as well. Okay. And highlighting those differences invites an understanding. And I think that's also part of like what's so intriguing and also what's very healthy about this connection, right? Because differences to create a little bit of tension that sometimes is very necessary in relationships. Not tension as in fighting and arguing, but expansion, right? Tension sometimes leads to expansion is what I'm hearing. All right, so let's go ahead, Sag, and see what messages, advice, and guidance come through for you here regarding this connection. Okay, we have bonding. Yep, so as you get to know each other, you discover many more things in common. There it is. And also, I think you get to discover so much more about this person. It's just there's so much more than meets the eye. And we see forgiveness. So allow healing waters to wash away the pain of the past. So the purpose of this connection coming together for forgiveness, which is how we heal and release karma. And we see this may be a gift from the universe. This person's love language may be gift giving. Some of you get friend zoned. They could be a friend or in the friend zone right now. Okay, but we see life partner. And truthfully, that's how it feels, Sag. All right, your romance is stable and ready to go the distance. And at the bottom of the deck, we get this honest communication. Expect a heart-to-heart communication or conversation. But I love this because this is what's going to show you not only how you're very similar, but also where you're different. And I see two people wanting to explore that. All right. All right. Final messages, advice, and guidance for my Sagittarius. Dates or times important to this connection, please. Dates or times that are important to this connection, please. February. Okay, so some of you maybe already met this person in February. I'm doing this reading on the 2nd of March. February is Pisces, Aquarius energy. And we also see January. All right, so that is Aquarius and Capricorn energy. So January, February may have been or be important to this connection. Now, it doesn't mean you've already met them. It doesn't mean you're already talking to them. But you may find out later that you went through something in January and February that you needed to release, like a relationship or divorce or something, that ultimately opens up the space for this person to come into your life, or vice versa. Okay, it can be something like that. All right, so just trust your intuition, Sag. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Have an absolutely beautiful day. Take care.